stir a little more. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. Oh my. Rich, creamy. I mean, this stuff, oh my goodness, it's luxury. People pay good money for that. You know, depending on the ingredients, you're talking, you know, $10 to $15 an ounce. Hey family, welcome back to Carnivore Quest, or if this is your first time laying eyeballs on a Carnivore Quest video, welcome. My name is Cassie. I have a special recipe video for you today. I'm going to show you how to make delicious, creamy, smooth, and absolutely wonderful tallow cream. I'm going to show you how to make balm and lotion. Not only can you make this at home for a fraction of the cost what you can buy it in the stores or even online, it's very simple to do. You don't need a lot of equipment for it. All you need is a crock pot, some cheesecloth, a metal sieve, and a wooden spoon along with a bowl, and you're golden. I mean, that's it. It doesn't require a lot of ingredients. It just requires a lot of time. Now, over the course of the last year, I've made many batches of the tallow lotion, and I absolutely love it. Not only do I love it, anybody who I've given it away to as a gift, they go nuts over it. Well, this time I'm making lip balm. I'm preparing some for my daughter's baby shower to put into the goodie bags. I thought, what better thing to put in a gift bag than something that's pure and clean and made from home. So with all of that said, let's go have some fun and make some beef fat smell good and make your skin feel amazing. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes come in these convenient single-serving packets. Each one contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Everything your body needs to stay hydrated and feeling great on a carnivore diet. Larry and I enjoy both the raw unflavored and the flavored versions of Element daily. And now that winter has arrived, we are loving Element's Chocolate Medley. Meant to be enjoyed hot and available for a limited time only, the Chocolate Medley includes 10 packs each of their chocolate mint, chocolate chai, and chocolate raspberry. As always, Element's offering our viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 free single serving packets with any Element order. So check out our link below at drinklmnt.com/carnivore quest to get yours today. And Element's customer service is top notch. If for any reason you're not 100% satisfied, keep the product and receive a full refund. Thanks again, Element, for sponsoring today's video. The first thing you need to do to make creamy lotion or lip balm is to make some pure beef tallow. I have a video showing step-by-step how to do this. So if you want to watch that now, click on the card at the top of the screen. Or if you'd like to continue watching the video, I'll also leave it at the end screen. I render or purify the tallow 3 times to get it ready for cooking. But if you're going to be making skincare products, you'll need to render the beef tallow 4 times to get it as pure as possible. And to prepare for today's video, I've already done that. Rendering the beef fat is the most time-consuming part of the whole process. But since we've already got that out of the way, let's get to the fun stuff. So this is the 4th rendering. Now, as you can see here, even after the 4th rendering, this right here, this is some of the impurities that were left behind, and we're going to get the rest of the impurities off. Let me show you. And I'm just going to dry the rest of this off with a paper towel because there is some water that's been left behind. But for the most part, the fat and the water separates. And I'm going to show you this water. The first time, it was yellow. See how dark that is? We've got a lot of the impurities there. Now I'm just going to grab some paper towels and get the excess water off of that because it's important to make sure you get all the water off because you don't want it to mold. Now this will last a long time at room temperature. We're talking months. But if you're in a warmer climate, I would definitely use this up fairly quickly. You can always leave it in the refrigerator and it'll last even longer, almost indefinitely. So now we're just going to cut this up into some chunks. It's nice solid texture. See, I mean, it will break, but it's pretty solid. And this is actually a really good rendering. I'm very pleased. So I'm going to take half of this because I need to make about 20 of these little lip balms. So we're just going to chop this up, and then I'm going to put it into a double boiler to melt it. Now I do have a double boiler pot, and I'm going to use that, but you can use a bowl. If you take a look at the first video, I used a glass bowl. So you don't need to use a lot of water in your bottom pot. You don't want the water to touch the bowl. We're just looking to slowly melt it. We don't want to burn the fat. We don't want to cook it anymore. We don't want super high temps. We just want to melt it. The smaller the pieces, the faster it will melt. And they don't have to be the exact same size. I'm not going to melt all of this today. I'll use about half the batch, and then the other half I'll just save, and I might cook, or I'll just save it and make some more later. Okay, here we have our double boiler. I'm going to turn on the heat to about a medium low. See, the bottom is dry. Again, we don't want the water to touch the bottom of the pan. So we're going to let that heat up, and then we're going to add our fat to it. The water is getting warm. It's steamy. It's not boiling. Again, we're just looking for it to simmer and just melt that fat. After that's done, the real fun begins. Yes. All right, now that we've got our tallow melted, we're just going to pour it into a measuring cup. Oh, I'm pretty good. That's exactly what I was looking for. There's a little bit left over, but I wanted 2 cups. Now that we have our tallow poured into a container, we're going to add our carrier oil. Like I said, some people use olive oil. You can use whatever you like, jojoba, any type of oil that you feel comfortable with. You can even use like a castor oil. I like rosehip oil. It has anti-aging properties, and it's good stuff. I just like it. So the ratio you're going to want to use is for every 1 cup of tallow, you're going to use 1/4 cup of carrier oil. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of the carrier oil, which is our rosehip oil. There we go. I've learned from previous mistakes by being pretty accurate with your carrier to tallow ratio, because it's turned out just a little too watery for my liking. So we're just going to add that to it. Now we're just going to give it a stir. We're just going to mix this all together. Now, for purity purposes, if you want, you can stop here. You don't need to add anything else to it. You can just add it to the container of your choosing. I prefer glass, but I'm trying to find an inexpensive option for lip balm. I picked these up from Amazon. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby. $8 for a 12-pack. They're 4-ounce containers, and they're glass, and these are just going to be so much fun to make gifts out of. There's even cute little hearts on the glass there. So that'll be next. But for right now I am going to add some scents to this. I have a variety here. I think I'm just going to go with a standard lavender. I don't even know if you want to call that standard, but we've got lemongrass here and frankincense, lemon, there's sweet orange. I mean, we can go with maybe the sweet orange. I think I just changed my mind. Sweet orange it is. So you're supposed to, it depends on your nose and how much you want in there. You're going to want to use maybe half of this bottle of essential oil. And you can add more or less to your preference. Again, you play around with the scents, play around with the tallow, or if you like the whipped version, I love the whipped version. Play around with your carrier oil. For healing of like skin conditions like eczema, you want it to be as pure as possible. Or you can add some tea tree, which is really good for skin disorders like eczema or psoriasis. Or you can just leave it plain, which is perfect for a baby's skin, especially if they have like a diaper rash. This stuff would be amazing. You're going to want to keep that as pure and as clean as possible. Let's see. Oh, we got a little ways to go. I'm just going to keep dropping. Drop, drop, drop. Let's go ahead and give that a stir. And if you want to play around with your scents, you know, you can certainly add to it, which I've done. I made this past fall, a September spice using nutmeg and cloves. And it smelled amazing. Oh my gosh, it smelled warm and cozy and spicy. I loved it. I loved it, but that's gone. I used it all. All right, so that's about half that bottle. It's gonna smell very orangey. Stir a little more. Oh my goodness, that smells so good. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to grab a towel and start pouring. And now for the last part of our lip balm. We're just gonna pour it into these containers. I'm gonna fill about 3/4 of the way. And then there you go. Just leave the cap off, let it solidify, let it sit with the cap off for a few hours. Okay, so I have about 3/4 of a cup remaining. There was some tallow sitting in the pot here, and I just added that little bit to it. There was about maybe 6 ounces or so. So I'm just gonna whip this up and pour it into some containers, and then I've got some left over. I've got a little hand cream. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby. They're just little 4-ounce containers. I'll give a few of these away, maybe put one in my purse, and just for whenever I need something on my hands, because, you know, winter, your skin tends to dry out from the cold temperatures, and it's always good to have some on hand. So this is an easy part. All I'm gonna do is just whip this up. Takes a few minutes to achieve that, and then we're gonna call it done. Look at that. Rich, creamy. I mean, this stuff, oh my goodness. It's luxury. People pay good money for that. You know, depending on the ingredients, $10 to $15 an ounce. For this portion, you're gonna wanna use a rubber spatula to get all of that goodness out. You don't want any of this to go to waste because it took you so very long to make it. So why not spend the extra time and get every last drop of it. Now for these little jars, I'm just gonna take a spoon and just drop it right in it. And these are 4-ounce containers. Voila. Again, I'm just gonna let it set with the lid off for a little while. Get a lot of bang for your buck with these. So that's it. That is how you make whipped tallow and tallow balm. Easy peasy. Now I used 4 pounds of the beef fat and I only used about half of it, maybe 2/3, and it made all of this. In total, 24 of these. And then I made 3 whipped versions of the sweet orange. And I couldn't be happier with how cute these turned out. These will make excellent gifts. Go on Amazon, go on Etsy, check out the price of this stuff. It is not cheap. Between the jars, the scent, the tallow, and the carrier oil, we're talking $25 for all of this. This would go for about $15 alone. Instead of using the alcohol and all the chemicals on our skin, this is as good as it gets. Again, I'm quite pleased with this, and I can't wait to see people enjoy this. I already got a couple texts. I have somebody who's already making sure that I'm making enough for them. My daughter has already put in a request for another jar, and I gave some to an aunt of mine, and she just sent me another message. She said, I absolutely love it. So if you make this yourself, what have you done with it? I like to cook with it. Now, I won't render it 4 times when I'm cooking. I will render it twice. However, when I do make the whipped tallow or the balm, it is a 4 times rendering, and that's just why it's so good. I can still feel when I put that little bit on my hands are still very moist and they're very soft. So if you make your own tallow, if you made the balm or the whipped tallow, what are your favorite scents or carrier oils to use? Why don't you leave some comments down below, because you get so much information from the comment section. And people get great ideas from that too. So until the next time, my carnivore friends and family, remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating. Oh, that smells so good. Try it. You won't be disappointed. Love y'all.